A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Jima University Stadium. Wolkite is going to be playing Fassil Kenema in today's match, a match in which they're trying to pick up another crucial 3 points out of today. And Fassil is trying to remain on top of the log at the moment. They are very comfortable having played 8 matches. They have 19 points from the 8 matches. And that's a very good way to be able to make the start here. They've lost only 1 match ever since. But that's the same as the Wolkite side. Only the Wolkite have picked less points from their statistics than the others have at the moment. The match commissioner, Warku Zeudi, brings up the teams on to the field. And it's going to be a big battle here to try and get the points and try and see whether or not the team that is placed 7th can be able to take on the team that is placed 5th. They've got some of the most passionate fans, the Wolkite Ketema side. The fans are putting their voices in to try and help the team to move them forward. But they also know they're up against a very formidable opposition here in Fassil Kenema, a team that is led very well by a former St. George coach who won the league 2 times with them, Siom Kebede. On the other side is Degiaregel Igzo, a former Bada striker, is the one who's leading the Wolkite side. Those are the men they'll be putting on the field. Ahmed Hussein is up at the front together with Yared Tadese. And there's got to be Hana Kayele and Fireu Solomon. Ayele scored 1 goal, the winner against Adama in the 71st minute, and so that makes him a favorite up at the front to try and get more goals. You have to watch out for the good work of Abdul Karim Warku in Jersey 14. He does so well for the club as well. We're only waiting for him to get himself onto the score chart as well to confirm that he's one of the good attacking midfielders that you'll find on this side of town. Enoch Aklilu will be the man in charge of the game today, and he will be assisted by Tigil Gizao and Tinsai Feleke. Alema Yehula Gese is the 4th official in this match that is being played just about 370 kilometers out of Addis in the southeasterly direction. Samake Mikel, the Malian, is the goalkeeper on the Fassil Ketema side, Kenema side. And he's going to be in goal to try and defend them, and also defend Mujib Kasim's 11 goals in the Premier League so far. The top scorer is in this team. There's Bereket Dessa to help him, and there's also Abtamu Tekese to push him from behind together with Yihun and the show. They've got a full substitutes bench on both sides, and maybe for the Wolkite side they might bring in Abubakar Sani, who came in for Yared Tadese in the 73rd, or Behailu Teshager, who today is starting from the bench. On the Fassil side, Surafel Danachi goes onto the bench today. He was subbed in the 95th against Hadia and 65th against Adama. They've also got Natnail Gabriel Georges, who came in the 66th against Sidama in place of Surafel. Now both of them on the bench. Siom Kebede must be having something up his sleeve here in his plans for today's game. And in spite of what everybody is saying, he's in the first position, having played 8 matches. Fireu Solomon has got a little bit of an acrobatic kind of warm-up that he's giving on the other side. It takes a little bit of a somersault, 2 of them. That's the coach, Yigzo Degiagel, former Bahar Dar striker as well. And he's got Abdulhani Tesema as his assistant coach. Can they map a strategy to be able to win against Fassil? Now, the Wolkite side won their last match against Adama. It also, even though it was just a slim 1-0 win, the Fassil side won by 4 goals against the same team. So the Fassil side probably pulled in more goals from that match. But that's not the story. The story is usually 90 minutes of today's game. 7th position team, the Wolkite Ketema, nicknamed the Workers, and Fassil Kenema, who are in the 1st position. That's the fight we're about to watch. at the Jima University Stadium. The early kickoffs usually have a little bit of wetness on the field that makes it sometimes very difficult to run the game. Marcos Elias and Haile Jaber Adhanom will take you through the Amari commentary. I am Bernardo Tieno, and I am in the company of Coach Gilbert Celebwa. 4-4-2 is what Wolkite has given us their formation. 4-2-3-1 is what Fassil Kenema has given us their formation. How will that affect the game? How does that affect the midfield or the striking, Gilbert, from your technical perspective?
Well, I think Wolkite Ketema playing a 4-4-2, you will realize that the four men in the midfield are all midfielders. Fireo Solomon, Worko, Haptamu, and Yare Tedese, meaning that they're going to play a 4-4-2 but with a diamond shape in the midfield. For Fassil Ketema, they have three midfielders, that is Haptamu, Yehun, and Meleu, with the two strikers on the outside, that is Shemiket Guksa and Barket Desta providing the width play. So 5 against 4 in the midfield this early morning.
Well, interesting that Shimiket Guksa will be playing in the midfield. His name actually means the defender, thousands defender. So he's got two brothers who play in the Premier League as well, Cherinet and Antene, and it has occasionally provided some good ingredient to see the family members in one game in which they're playing against each other. Here is an attempt to get the ball up at the front. It goes for an offside with the defenders of the Wolkite side playing a good line against them, and Thomas Simretu as well, as one of the tallest men in that defense. He's always given in as a defender. He is also usually the central defender, towering of a man. Will today be marking Mujib Kasim. In the midfield, there's going to be a little bit of a fight as well, and it will be a question of who can be able to run it well enough to be able to bring the crosses. Guksa is already running down on the right. A couple of purple shots tugging him along. The cut on 45 is intended for Mujib Kasim, but it's picked up by Worko in the midfield. And Wolkite will start it from the half to try and build it up. Looking like a very fast-paced game that we will be treated to this morning. Sunday morning fixture in the continuing Ethiopian Premier League that is now in its week 9. Although we are playing the 8th round for the Wolkite side and the 9th round for the Fassil side. A quick clearance by the goalkeeper, big Samake Mikel, sends the ball up to the midfield. And they map a strategy in the midfield. Well, the pass not working very well coming from Shimiket Guksa. Attempt to get in through the center is also thwarted. Enoch Ayele doesn't run correctly. Mujib will be offside in this one. No need to play the ball. It's going to be a free kick that will be given to the Wolkite side. This man has already scored 11 goals to his credit, Gilbert.
Yeah, he's a very, very potential striker. I think
it took off just a little bit earlier in that one.
Yeah, he's in for the golden boot, and you know, he runs his trade quietly, and sometimes you don't even realize that he's on the pitch until the ball hits the net. So one man that Thomas Simretu really has to put tabs on.
You've got to put tabs on his touches as well. We've counted the maximum number of touches he's had on a ball is 3. When he has more than 3, chances are he's going to be dispossessed or he's going to release it to somebody else. But his best touches have been a maximum of 3. They've resulted into shots on target, and they've resulted into 11 goals so far. So they will do well to try and tug him down. Salu Telawin is another of the very hard-working players on the side. Fireo Solomon in the midfield. For the Wolkite side, will have to bring in the provisions for the side more than he has before in other games. This is going to be a throw-in. And pushed back by Bareket Desta. Bareket starts on the first 11 after 2 matches rest. And even though he is in the forward line, he still is yet to match what Mujib Kasim does up there for the side. An interception by Dagim Nigusia sends the ball off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be for Fassil Kenema, a team that plays about 600 kilometers off Addis Ababa towards Bahar Dar. and then has to come another 370 kilometers to the south. They've done a total of over 900 kilometers to be here. And they are making it count for their travels. They are first on the log at the moment, taking a corner, a very quick one. They didn't have enough men organizing themselves there. Ramadan Yusuf will be the one who will have given away a throw-in for the Fassil side. Gugsa pushes it down on the line, too long, because off the field of play. Oh, there must have been a touch there that gives it away for a corner. It's no wonder he abandoned the chase earlier than we thought he should have been, because he knew it was going to go out for a corner. Again, they've started a very short one. Comes to Gugsa, brings it to the center, cut off by Thomas Simretu. It's looking like very fast action as well, Gilbert, even though it's just 6 minutes of play so far.
Yeah, both teams are highly technical, and they are really moving the ball a little bit quicker than we expected.
Good ball down on the right side to Yared Tadese. He's turned in the defender, brings in a carving cross that goes off the field of play. Oh, the intention very obvious there, but the curve just comes in a little bit too soon. And there was a man who was asking for it there. He just didn't get to it. Did it curve too acutely?
Yeah, it was too acute, and they were actually looking for Ahmed Hussein. Today being included into the starting 11 as a striker, not really playing straight on the left-hand side where we've seen him most of the games.
Siam Kabere not want to sit on the bench when he realizes things are not working to his side, and he thinks that these attacks have come in a little bit too early in the game. Abdul Karim Warku, a very hard-working midfielder, is the one who's fouled here. He's got very fast-paced runs as well, darting runs. You don't know exactly which direction he's going to be going to.
Very intelligent, Warku, very intelligent player.
Going down is a relief to the Fassil side, because they don't know exactly where he was going to be going to. Now they're going to have a free kick on the right side. Firao Solomon is the man to bring it. You know, it's actually Samake Mikel who's giving instructions in Amharic. There! And he now points out and says, he was telling them, uta, 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 meaning out, 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 out. You know, that's a language they understand very easily. He was giving those instructions. Now you see the reason why. He wants to have vision there. And you can see he's pointing out to the defenders, telling them, I told you to get out of there.
Yeah, and it's normally very difficult when you have numerous defenders without any designed role or purpose for that particular reason. It's supposed to be one against one, especially in that defense. And that was poor marking from Fassil.
Well, Uta will be the call that you will hear a lot of times when there's balls going into that defense. The goalkeepers and the defenders are always asking everybody else to get out, just so that they can leave the opposing players in an offside position. It's going to be taken by the game negotiate. Something happened there and they lost the possession. And a second time again it will come from the Wolkite side to Fassil. Well, Firao is working hard, but he's got to work smart as well. He's occasioned 2 throw-ins. Gugsa now. And an attempt to try and bring the cross in, I think, has been deflected. It's going to go out for a corner. Well spotted by the second assistant referee, Tinsai Falaike. Firao Solomon becoming the go-to man when you've got all these problems here. 3 corners so far for the Fassil side. Looking for a header that doesn't come in. It's Yared Tadese who's left it to Firao Solomon. Trying to get a very quick ball up at the front. Can Tadese get onto that run? Yes, he does. And he has a touch on it. But they arrive almost at the same time. This is brought back to the defenders. Amsalu Tilahun goes down. Needs to get up quickly enough to get back onto the ball. Warku makes capital of it. There's very many purple shots on that left side. Here is a shot. Deflected off. Another one deflected out for a corner. The Ferns were appealing for a handball. Firao Solomon is trying to insist that it could have been one. It happened too quickly. And I don't know if they have any reason Yes, they
Yeah.
do. They have reason.
The ball actually changed.
It did change direction.
Yeah.
And the hands are not in a natural position.
Yeah.
But it happened so quickly there. I think then we have to look at the intention as well, because all those things count to whether it becomes a handball or not. Was there an intention? Was the hand in a natural position? Did the ball change direction? Two of those did happen there, but too quickly as well. You know, the one thing about football as well is if the referee did not see it and there's no VAR, well, then it didn't happen.
Well, there's a VAR that they don't want to use.
Which one?
You and I.
We didn't even see it the first time. We had to see it a second time. You know, going to be a throw-in that is going to be given to Wolkite. And then Simbretu will be taking it. Ahmed Hussein is the big towering man in the forward line for the Wolkite side. They're really trying to get him the ball most of the time when they're going out. This is a better delivery at the center. Quick turn here. Fireu was almost getting onto it. Worku, oh, you know, just pushed down by the neck. They've played it so quickly and even lost it. This is gonna be a foul that will be given to the Wolkite side. The guilty man in this one was Yihun Endesho. You know, this is the foul that gets him pushed out. So, getting back into the Fassil side. And yeah, the picture of Salu Telahun will come into the focus there. The midfield play is beginning. It's there's a search for who is going to control that midfield. They've tried the early ball to try and get the early goal. We've played 12 minutes so far, Gilbert. Now they're searching on who is going to be controlling what is happening in the morning.
Well, you've realized that the men on the ball right now do not have wingers. They're not playing with wingers. They allowed Remeden Yusuf and Tesfaye Negash to ply their trade on the left and right hand side of the attack. And therefore, the four Friu, Solomon, Worku, Harptamu, and Yare Tades have tucked inside, and that's why there's a lot of balls being played around the midfield.
Okay, so you're talking about the Wolkite side.
The Wolkite.
Oh, you must start with the Wolkite side.
The names would tell you where exactly.
No, the names are similar on either side. You know, you'll find that there will be a similarity in some of those names, but I get the drift. I really do get the drift. Fassil bringing in the ball now on the right side. Shimekit Gugsa. There's enough. Red Jaws is getting in there. Good chance at a ball control, but just a frenzied push onto the right side. Gugsa again. Mujib tries to pick it up. It's going to be a foul here. Well, referee says play on. It's a 50-50 ball. Both players pick themselves up quickly enough. It goes out for a corner. Mujib's complaining that he was fouled there, but I'll tell you, the defender comes out worse here. Or so he makes it look. We'll see it again. As Mujib tries to take this ball, it's a foul on Mujib. And the only thing is, he hadn't quite taken possession.
Yes.
He's not facing the goal area. He's not in a goal-scoring situation. I think the reason why the referee decided was a 50-50 ball there.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 ball, and despite tucking long Mujib's hind leg, Nagim had at least a touch on that ball.
So Nagim made it look like he also came out very badly in that. You know, that's the only way to draw sympathy from the referee. Make it look like you really tried your best to make things okay. It's going to be a goal kick. Samaki Mikel taking advantage of it. He's going to send it up at the front. So back into the midfield. Gigsa again has a touch on it. It's going to be another throw-in that is going to come from Fassil rather, who are building slowly, especially on the right side, and have decided to load that right side with all the action that they are coming forward with. Well, now they change onto the left side. I think they also realize the kind of firepower Salu Tilahun possesses, loves to go down on the flanks. He's been dispossessed here. Good chip onto the other side by Abtamu Shewalem. That's him. Amsalo Tilahun now picks it up. And Mujib gets a good ball. He gets it back. He's in prime position as well. A quick shot coming off his left foot and a wrong clearance by the defender. The goalkeeper now organizes himself. He was not going to get a second chance to penalize him further. So Bereket Desta knows that he should have tried to play anybody who else was in that box, Gilbert.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a prime position, and a very poor clearance from Nagim. I would have actually wanted a good pass for him to be able to score, but they didn't utilize the opportunity.
Yeah, some lost opportunities there. At least Mujib gets his shot on target, but Bereket Desta didn't. Goalkeeper will pick this up and will sort it for the side. It's a ball that came from the midfield, and everybody's on side at this moment. The control by Mujib is nice, and he gets it to Bereket Desta on the left side. He tries on the left foot. Then the goalkeeper brings it back. An awful clearance there. That would have resulted into something more. It didn't come out very well from Dagim Negusia's foot. And now you also know why Jamal Tassel received a trophy and cash. I think it was about 8,000 birr that came from the supporters. That was given to him by the team leader of the side, Sioum Endi Dawak, in the last game. It's because of those kinds of little heroics that he does for the side, on the Wolkite side. He still stopped another one that was coming from Mujib. We expect to see a lot more from him, don't we, Gilbert?
Well, it's good to have a goalkeeper that you can rely on, and therefore it gives the other players opportunity to be able to move forward in a confident manner.
Now, I think Abtamu Tekesta here is penalized. I know he gets the benefit of the foul there, but it's just that it was on the other side altogether, to see it very clearly. Now they know that they have to clear the balls well enough, or leave it to the goalkeeper to clear it. Negash does that, Tasfai Negash. As Worku brings it into the center for the Wolkite side, spreads it on to the right side. Negash is the one who lifts it. This is going to be a yellow card. I mean, was he reaching? Yeah, he was reaching out for the ball with his hand. The referee has seen him. Why would he want to do that, Enoch Ayele? He's trying a hand of God here, isn't he? That's what he tries.
He's trying a Maradona.
Yes, he is. There's only one man to whom a hand of God was attributed. Enoch Ayele gets himself yellow carded. He scored the winner against Adama in the 71st minute. He has 2 goals to his credit. But now he picks up a yellow card. Look, there it is. Look at his left hand. Oh, in fact, it's the right hand. And he tries to get this over the goalkeeper.
No, he did well to disturb the keeper. He should have just let the ball roll, because the goalkeeper actually missed it.
Yeah, but that disturbance gets him a yellow card.
He should never have used his hand.
Okay,
he should have gone with his heart.
All right. So what yellow card here for Enoch Ayele. And this is going to be, well, Negash is just running into position. I think he's expected to get the ball to come from Jamal Tassel. With the big man Simbretu in defense, you almost feel like you should be very comfortable every time the ball is going there. But if you've got a striker in the caliber of Mujib Kasim, that comfort suddenly just disappears.
Oh,
as well.
It does disappear.
This man is, it's just a 2-3 man touch. And he's put in 11 goals with that. 4 of them, of course, from the penalty situation, because he's a striker as well. Gugsa places the ball nicely for a cross. It has been scraped off in a little bit of a hurry, because it was going on to the wrong foot, but still works. Here is Amsalo Tilahun, gets it on his left foot, tries to control it. He's getting the better of the big striker, the big defender, Shibek. Getting the benefit of the big defender, Simretu. No one takes the touch on that one. Mujib, well, heads it over the back. First time that he's consulting himself and wondering why he did that. But there was a lot going on in that box, wasn't there, Gilbert?
Look at that complacency. Negash knows that, I mean, he's playing in his own area, and it's all very, very dangerous. Instead of clearing the ball, wanting to play the short passes, and
Well,
Mujib knows.
you're talking about Negash. Yaret Tadesse was watching as Mujib is going to take that header there. He's in the box to defend, but he's watching Mujib going to take a header. And in fact, Mujib himself is wondering why he didn't put it in. There were two players who put him onside. There was absolutely no risk of an offside there. But they will be looking at that, and yeah, they will review it. You don't miss those chances because they don't come every day. It's going to be a throw in here. Negash is told to go and take it from the correct place. That's Negash. He's played it to Abtamu Shewalem. And now Mujib has latched onto it again. Simretu is watching. And Guksa gets in the right position. He's trying to get the ball away from the goalkeeper. Now, the ball is inside the box. The goalkeeper's legs are outside the box. But he himself is inside. And I guess it's perfectly in order then. Just the same way you could be controlling the ball. As long as the ball stays in the box, Jamal Tussell is deemed to have done the correct thing there. They're breaking through in the midfield so often now. Mujib is targeted for this one, starts the run slightly early. And he's going to be in the offside position, even though he doesn't agree to it. Three offside so far, and all of them on the Fassil side.
Well, you would say that Remetan Yusuf, the left back on Wolkite's side, has too much to handle, because that is exactly where Fassil are trying to permeate through. Well,
there's going to be a lot of stories about the timing of the run. And believe it or not, Gilbert, that timing of the run is... it also takes a little bit of practice. You do it 2, 3, 4 times, you might just get it right. Mujib has done it 2 or 3 times. I'm afraid for the defense, he's going to beat them on that offside trap.
Yeah.
Because he's tried it 2, 3 times. He was caught in the offside trap, but you know the next time it's going to be running diagonally. Fireu Solomon for Wolkite. Not a very well-timed one that he was intended to give onto the left side to Abdul Karim Warku. They should be helping each other in the midfield, and that one just went off the field. Another man who's always stealthily doing his business in there is Abtamu Tekeste for Fassil. Guksa is so much part of the build-up. That's him keeping his balance and putting the through ball. Mujib also gets to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is injured. Yeah, there was a big bang on the goalkeeper. The referee will stop play, but Jamal Tussell does the right thing, cuts off Mujib's angle, and makes it a very difficult angle for him to be able to do what he's doing. Mujib knows it's in a sportsmanship gesture that he's helping the goalkeeper himself on that side. But Jamal Tussell certainly shows you the reason why he's also the fans' choice for a player of the game every time.
He's a very good game reader. Very good game reader. And he realizes that there is that opportunity between the 2 central defenders, and he comes in to try and close down Mujib.
But Mujib takes the first shot. He gets to the ball first, bangs it on the goalkeeper, puts his body on the line. Yeah, you might feel it a little bit for the goalkeeper, because you know that he's a talisman in there. You know you need him. You know you don't want him off the game. So as a fan, you're thinking, are we going to lose him? Okay, and are we losing that chance as well? So for Mujib, it's in a sportsmanship gesture that he helps the goalkeeper, Jamal Tussell. Jamal cuts out the distance slightly, and second save that he has made gets him hobbling on 1 foot. It's going to be okay. He's the captain. He's going to lead from the front. He has denied Mujib a chance to score a goal in these early stages of the game. It's going to be a free kick.
They're really exposing him. His defenders are really exposing him, especially on the right-hand side.
Is that the instruction that they're getting him?
Yeah.
Not to be to expose that much.
Abtamu has been losing balls in his own backyard, and most of the time when the second ball is taken, it has caused problems to Wolkite.
So I think that's instruction that has been given to the defenders on how they should play it. Fireu Solomon will get this one a foul as well. Comes off Enyeo Kasahun. It's going to be for the Wolkite side. Is not very big in his frame, Enyeo Kasahun, but he's very fast. And as a right back, he really is cutting out what is going on that side. They've tried to load that left side of attack by the Wolkite side. Enyo Kasahun has cut them out lots of times. Negash will be taking this one. I'm wondering why he's veered off to that side. Samake pushes it back into play. And in possession for his side as well. Bereket Desta had a touch on it. And Kadir Koulibaly is also in it to push it forward. Oh, that's Kadir now. Sending it up at the front on target to Mujib. Second touch, the third touch is given it to Guksa. Gets it again, one touch onto the right side. Looking for a cross. Mujib is close by. First touch, second touch is a chip. That's just his game. Never more than 2 touches. If they're more than 2 touches, the third one will be a shot. Here comes the cross. Deflected, blocked off by Negash, and ultimately cleared by Worku, who came to help the defense as well. And Worku picks up the loose ball, evading a tackle that would have come from behind. He tries to pump it forward. Good one by Eno Kayele. Samake has it. They have not used Ahmed Hussein for his height and for his physical prowess up at the front for the Wolkite attack, Gilbert.
Yeah, Wolkite's attack is actually fizzling out in the final third. And
goalkeeper has a problem.
Big worry.
Yeah, he's got a problem. He sends the ball off the field of play himself to get a little bit of his own self to be checked. Took a knock from the striker Mujib Kasim in the second save that he has made so far in this game. And he's a goalkeeper. This is the man who was trying to put the ball past the goalkeeper. Mujib Kasim with 11 goals so far to his credit, 4 of them from the penalty. And the pain can be nagging at sometimes, and you need to have it attended for you to be comfortable. But he looks like he's wincing in it. It's painful for him, isn't it?
It is. It's a thigh muscle, and it has been disrupted momentarily, and the captain is really feeling it.
Well, he's back on his feet, but he took the knock off Mujib. Mujib actually pushes the ball and does try to take it out from him. He had the first touch of the ball, Mujib, quite correctly. But in that sliding, and with Jamal Taseo having sprawled himself to cut off that ball, he actually did take possession. It actually did help. He got a knock from the boots of Mujib Kasim.
That's courage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of courage when you're coming up against
he's back on his feet.
That man. Mujib.
Yeah, he's back on his feet. It's going to be a throw-in. Mujib will have to have that given back to the goalkeeper himself, because he's the one who pushed the ball out of the field of play, and now they can restart it proper. 29 minutes that we are playing. The scoreline is 0-0. It's Wolkite Ketema versus Fassil Kenema in the continuation of the Ethiopian Premier League. It's coming to you live on your World of Champions from the city of Jimma, just about 370 kilometers south of Addis. As it comes back to the midfield, they will again start it from that side. Amsalu Tilahun. And Desta playing it back to Amsalu. They've got a good understanding on the left flank whenever they are playing. Desta's run all the way into the center trying to get that ball back. And the delivery is blocked out for a throw-in. It's going to be for Fassil. They're pushing, but not hard enough. Not too hard. Unlike the Wolkite side, who are pushing and pushing hard when they have possession, they are relying on Guksa to bring it in from the right side, but they are building stealthily. They're not pushing very hard, the Fassil side.
It's very good tactics from the Fassil coach, Sium Kebede. He realizes that Wolkite want to play with a lot of midfielders, and therefore he's trying to stretch these midfielders wide. And that's why Wolkite have not been able to keep the shape, especially when they lose possession of the ball.
So this is going to be a foul that has been occasioned on Tesfaye Negash. And the big man himself will take it. Thomas Imret pushes it onto the left side. They'll have to start the build-up from there with the help of Dagim Neguse. They get it onto the left. Worku. The largest number of the funds will obviously be from the Wolkite side. They are nearer to Jima than Fassil is, so they can get more funds in more easily. I'm not saying you couldn't bring in a plane load of funds from all the way from Fassil. You can, but then they would still be able to get more funds from Wolkite, which is not too far from Jima. If you compare it to Fassil, it's just a couple of hours that you get to the match venue. Good run down on the left side, but Yared Tadese is working alone, and in that he has lost possession. This is Guksa. He's got 5 purple jerseys that are coming to him. Tries to spray it onto the left side and succeeds in getting Bereket Desta, who's cut off by Guksa for a throw-in that Amsalu Tilahun will take. Amsalu gives it back to the captain himself. Tries to bring it into the center. 51% ball possession for Fassil, 49 for Wolkite. That's very close, isn't it, Gilbert?
It's very, very close. The difference is that Fassil are more progressive and they are more hungry to get into the final third and get the first goal. And like Wolkite, who have really not made any meaningful attack in the last 31 minutes.
So they didn't have breakfast, you're saying? Why would they get hungry so early? Oh, you mean hungry for goals?
Hungry for goals.
So that would indicate that Wolkite are probably full for goals right now. Yeah. That wouldn't be the real picture, actually. They've scored only 7, and they have 5 against the Wolkite side. That's a +2 goal difference. It leaves them in the 12 with 12 points in the 7th position. For Siom Kebere's men, they have scored 18 goals and only 8 against. They've got the best goal difference so far. That is +10. The fans of the Fassil side will be showing it very easily. This is back to the big man. Actually, Nick Gussia will be the one to play it back to his goalkeeper, Jamal Tassel. That's Jamal's favorite position when he's a goalkeeper. He plays like one of the central defenders. He's always about 1.5 meters outside of the box. And he knows, because when the first break comes, he's got to cut out that break when it comes from Guksa, and it comes from Bereket Desta, and it comes from Mujib Kasim.
Yeah, and he's complementing the team tactics, to push up in numbers, and therefore there's a lot of space in between him and his back four. So he has to be able to cover that space.
Fassil fans wondering why this ball is staying too long in their half and not on the other side. To Amsalu Telahun out on the left side, cutting diagonally into the box and then chipping it on the outside left. Good tactic by Amsalu. Bereket Desta taking it right to the line, and this is a high boot, no doubt about it, in front of the referee. It's going to be a foul. That will be given to the Wolkite side. Yeah, that's very high. Okay, 2 of them with very high boots. And Firao Solomon was also getting into it. And I think the question that Bezab Belehu was asking is, what about him as well? Today he's in the second start in the first 11, Bezab Belehu.
Well, they've really cut out Firao Solomon. We've really not seen him. His impact in this
that's
game.
Him though, but he's not getting into as much ball as he usually does. They are limiting the amount of times he can get the ball. Amsalu Telahun will get the benefit of this one for a goal kick. Just find Agash losing his footing in that slippery area on the right side. But Amsalu keeping him in check here and also running him down on the left side. He's got speed, he's got tact as well. For a left back, he certainly has good tactics as well to play as a midfielder. That's for sure. That's the man I'm talking about, Amsalu Telahun. Very definite in his passing as he gets it to Bereket. Looking for a chance to bring it back into the midfield. Sprayed out on the right by Abtamu Tekeste. Still comes back to the midfield, and Abtamu will still be at the end of it all. When it comes from the defenders, if it doesn't get to the other offensive midfielders, it will be with Abtamu all the time. Amsalu, good ball. Yeah, the flag is up for offside. We'll see it again and see exactly why Bezab Belehu was ruled offside. Because the ball is languishing out there, but yeah, 2 of them. It's actually Mujib as well who's offside, so Mujib, I think, was telling him he should have stayed behind. You know, what are you doing here? We can't be two of us in here.
Yeah, and they're finding a lot of inroads in between the two central defenders, and that's a big problem for Wolkite.
They're finding space in there.
Yeah.
Being played out to the right side. Now the two sides playing very carefully. Just venturing forward when they really feel they've got the absolute chance. Good tacked by Pharaoh Solomon. Negash will be caught in the offside trap, but the good way in which he dummied that he was going to give it to Negash, and then he pulled it on the inside. With Negash continuing the run, it leaves the defenders, two of them on the side, and then he pumps the ball through for Negash. Only that Negash had gotten there slightly earlier than was allowed. This is what I'm talking about, pulling the defenders there. But Negash is not offside.
He's not offside.
There are three defenders in the line there.
He's not offside at all.
Unless he was in the second instance. Unless in the second instance, but not in the first instance. It's going to be a free kick that will be given to Fassil. In a hurry to start it on the right side. The referee says, hang on a bit here, you've got to wait a little until I tell you when to start it. Enoch Aklilu is the referee in this game. It's going to go out to the right side. Then again, they will try to go in through the center. A very quick ball that went to Gugsa, who wasn't expecting it. This is Worku. Can he work with speed for Wolkite? Well, they don't have many of the men up front. That was the big risk, that he was going to be dispossessed. I think we've got a player down on the ground on the Fassil side, and because they have possession, they certainly have to wait. I don't know what they're complaining about. It's their possession at the moment. It's a good time to have their player to be looked at, because he's been wincing in pain from the time the ball was going in the opposite direction. Yeah, took a little bit of a knock there in that intended clearance by Abtamu Sheolem, but Abtamu just went in so hard into the knee. Should have been carded for that.
He was, I mean, he actually cleared the ball. He touched the ball first before he touched on Wolkite Ketema.
But you and I know what players do. We know, Gilbert. He could have cleared that ball without necessarily going into the knee. Like you were saying, there's just no VAR here. But if you go back on the VAR, it's going to be. He should have been carded for it as well.
He should.
Yeah.
He should.
So it's not just about clearing, but how he's clearing it. Wolkite seem to be using the right side, and so is the Fassil side. They're using the right side more.
Yeah, both teams are trying to use the right side for the attack. On the Wolkite side, Negash is the man in the picture, and on the Fassil side, that should be Chemiket Gutsa.
Yeah, they're bringing it onto that side a lot as well. The Wolkite fans are not letting off at all. The singing and dancing will go on. And they are hoping that singing will spur their players on. You know, Fassil had the possession, so it's going to be bounce for Wolkite to give it back to Fassil. The other way would have been just to bounce it to Fassil because they had possession and they restarted from there. Mr. Klilu having a little chat with Worku as well, while Samake Mikel is having a little bit of his arm attended to. Well, the medics have got their back to us, so we can't see exactly what's going on there, but looks like he's sticking out his, it's on the arm. It was sticking out his thumb there. It's already been attended to, and the Malian goalkeeper Mikel Samake will go back to his line. He has conceded 8 goals in 8 matches. And a team that has been scoring very well. You could say that's a goal in every match, but then again you have to look at how many they're scoring as well. 18 in 8 matches is about 2 goals in a match, so that's a good average. Worku has it, plays it out to the left, trying to power his man on. Tamu Sheolem tries to push it through. They're cutting out every feed that could be coming to their top man Ahmed Hussein. And on this side, Mujib Kasim will also be caught in the offside. Timing of the run is going to be important here. Hasn't gotten it quite correctly. is coming from an offside position,
Yes.
and he's already offside anyway.
Yeah, he's already offside. And but I've realized that most of the teams that are playing early in the mornings tend not to master the pitch because of the pitch being very
A little bit
soft.
soggy.
Yeah,
It's wet in the mornings more than it will be later in the afternoon. And I guess it presents challenges even in the afternoon because it becomes a little bit dry and the ball moves faster. But today, I mean, it's not as wet, although still it will interfere with how the ball is moving around. Amsalu Tidahun waylaid here by Henok Ayele, who still has possession, still looking for where to give it to. Plays it back to Abtamu Chewale. They have to look for another option. I think that's what they're being told by Chewale, who brings the ball back to his midfield. He's telling them, look for another option. We're not going to go in through where we were starting from. Worku. Then a big one down on the left side to get a chance to start the build-up from the left. Comes to Nigusia and all the way to Thomas Simretu. 41 minutes, Gilbert. What's your evaluation of the way it's being played and whether there's going to be openings for them to use, as Worku even tries to pump it through the right side and abandons that as well?
Well, I think for Fassil, they've made very many inroads, especially on the right-hand side where Guksa is playing his trade. They've not just been able to, finish the opportunities that have come their way. For Wolkite, I think they've done well defensively. They've not done very, very well offensively because they've really not had the chances coming their way.
So again, it's Dilly Darling right in front of Mikel Samake, who's getting himself ready for anything that can come. Amsalu Tilahun decides to remove it all the way from there and changes the wing onto the right side. Guksa. Now they're going to be playing it with the men who are in the right side of defense. Although this pick would have been nice for Freirao Siloman, who today has lost his footing and lost possession as well. It comes to Bereket Desta. Oh, Desta. Oh, you should have seen the way Mujib is looking at him. A man who scored 11 goals is looking at Bereket Desta and asking, what do you think you're doing?
And even the fans.
Even the fans are asking the same.
They're asking the questions, what is wrong with Bereket?
What was
Desta?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy has scored 11 goals, so he's thinking, Bereket, you are not in a position to shoot. You're not even shooting well. Give it to us. You can do the job well. Here is Worku doing his good runs on the right side. And then Ahmed Hussein loses the ball here. In that slippery area on the right side, he just couldn't keep his footing. An attempt to pick the ball up in the midfield. It ends up out of the field of play for a throw-in, but it's going to be given to Wolkite.
Freirao is not himself today. Anytime that he gets closer to the ball, there's always somebody putting him under pressure, and he has put him in a very uncomfortable situation.
Some very frenzied action to try and get the ball out of Akwagmire. Goes the other direction. And Okayele not happy with that decision. The referee tells him, calm down. You're going to get yourself carded for no reason. You already have a yellow card. He just needs to watch his tempers here, lest it makes things worse for him. Amsalu with a little lift to Bezab Meleyu. And then they try to go to Bereket. But he's got a big man to beat here. Thomas Simretu simply shields him off the ball. Goes out. It's going to be a throw-in. Now probably an attempt to come in through the left side. Again, it will only go as far as Yared by the captain. Referee says it's going to be a foul here. And it's bounced back to the Fassil Kenema side. 0-0 the scoreline. Wolkite versus Fassil Kenema in a round 9 match for Fassil Kenema and a round 8 match for Wolkite. The two sides positioned very differently on the log. One in mid-table, Wolkite in the 7th, and the other one at the top, Fassil, Kenema, with the top goal scorer on their side as well. They're looking at how they can permeate that defense, and it has really evaded them. For the 45 minutes that we have played so far, we're playing 3 minutes of added time. And I don't know if there's any changes that need to be made in this stage. We know that concentration goes down in the very few last minutes of the game, and things do change there. But I wonder if that's going to be the case in the game.
Well, I think the change for Fassil will be how to be able to get to that man onto the ball, how they can be able to get the balls in a prime position for their top scorer, Mujib Kasim. For Wolkite, they need to change their attack because their midfield penetration has been outmatched, and therefore they maybe want to change and play with the wider midfielders.
And that might only happen in the second half, so we'll wait and see if it does. It's Wolkite getting a chance here. Good ball, trying to get to Yared Tadese. The liberal fight there in terms of possession. No, you must always expect that when the ball is in the air, there'll be a physical challenge coming to you. Koulibaly is brought down. It's going to be a foul. This is Ahmed Hussein. The tall of the strikers just puts his foot in there and tackles down Kadir Koulibaly illegally, though, and gives away a free kick to the side. Out of the field of play, this one is going to be a throw-in.
The 2 strikers on Wolkite side have been...
Who are the 2 strikers?
The 2 strikers, that is Ahmed Hussein and Okayele, have been starved in the first half.
The interesting
There's
thing
no
is,
feed.
Ayala is supposed to be a defender, and they just push him up for the counter-attacks, but he rarely comes back, so he is now being considered a striker on that side. Here is Mujib. Spreads it onto the left. There's one more person on the left. Desta brings it back to the center. Good way to bring it back this time round. Guksa is saying it should have been let to pass to him in there. But yes, things happen very quickly. Malay was also putting himself in place, but I think Bereket did the right thing. Cut it back to whoever was closest. And from there, anything happens, including the fact that the defenders will be organizing themselves as well. It's going to be a corner that will be taken by Desta. A long one to the back. Picked up by Worku. It's a 2-on-3 situation. It's not an easy situation. And Fireu Solomon has veered off onto the left side. Yeah, that was bound to happen. Unless he was going to get some help closest to him. Goes out of the field. It's going to be a goal kick. Fireu is angered. He thinks this should have been a corner. Should it have been? I don't know why he's angered that way. That's the whistle for halftime. Yeah, it should have been a corner because that last touch was with Fassil. So he had reason to actually argue against that. But the whistle at halftime says that they have matched each other, move for move, cut out each other in the midfield. They have made it difficult for the strikers to do their job up at the front. So we'll wait to see what they will discuss in the halftime break and whether or not they're going to come back with better ideas or not. But an earlier situation ensued here. It's that handball, you know, that should have been a penalty. And they had reason to complain about it. Fireu again was right in there to complain about it. It was not given, and they go into the break level at 0-0. We'll see what happens in the second half of this game. It's Wolkite Ketema versus Fassil Kenema from the Jimma University Stadium. It's halftime. 0-0 is the scoreline.